Good morning, students. Happy to meet you again after a very long time. But this time our learning is going to take a different form because of what all of you know. So this morning, we are continuing with plotting relations. We ended last time looking at numerical relations. So today, we will try to represent those relations in a graph. We call it plotting relations. So to plot a relation simply means marking to show the position of the pair of values from a relation on a graph. So we had sets called the domain of objects that were mapped onto another set called the range. And that relationship could be expressed like in this form that we will use in our exercise this morning. So before I start, you will need a pen, a pencil, a good roller, a square exercise book or a graph paper, and an eraser. So we'll go straight to plotting the relation. So the relation this morning is the relation y equals to 2x minus 2, meaning that y and x are related in such a way that y is obtained by multiplying x by 2 and then subtracting 2 from it. And the range is between minus 3 and 3. Minus 3 and 3 inclusive. So we will facilitate our work. We'll avoid making errors as we have done before by constructing a table so that we get the images of x from the domain that has been given. So the way to go about it, you put the object on the first row, then the first term in the relation, and then the last one. There are two of them here, and then the image. So the first value of x is minus 3. You are supposed to multiply it by 2. 2 is positive. The object here is negative, and positive times negative is negative. So 2 times minus 3. I give you a few seconds to see whether your answer will tie with mine. 2 times minus 3, if your reckoning is correct, it will give you minus 6. Then we take the second value of x, which is minus 2, times 2. Again, it's supposed to be negative because positive times negative gives you minus 4. Then the next value is minus 1. We multiply it. I give you 2 seconds because I've shown you the trick so that when I come up with the right answer, you see whether you're on the right track. So 2 times minus 1 should give minus 2. Then 2 times 0, 2x, should give 0. X here is 1, the object is 1. 2 times 1 will be 2. Then 2 times 2 will give 4. And then 2 times 3 will give 6. Then the second term in the relationship is a constant. 2 constant means it's not changing. So you write it all through. And now we are in a position to get the value of the image of each object in the domain. So these are the two values of the two terms. So minus 6 plus minus 2, normal line. We'll squeeze the normal line somewhere here. you are somewhere -6. And then -2, you move to the left 2 places. So you were to go 2 places, it will be -7 and -8. So this will be -8. You do the same reckoning here, you will have -6. Here will give you -4. Here -2. Here will be 0. 4 plus -2 will give you 2. And then lastly, you have 4. So we have got the images of the objects, the elements that you have in the domain. These are their images. And plotting the relationship means representing the object with its image on a graph. What it means. So we have been introduced to graph work. I don't need to go over it again. And in the 2-dimensional plane, you have the horizontal axis called the x-axis or the x-coordinate, and then the vertical one called the y. And we said the pairs which are represented here are called ordered pairs because they are put in brackets, and the first value corresponds to the value of the object, and the second is the value of the image. So values that we are going to represent here, that we are going to plot, are the values of the object and the image. So the first object is -3, and the image of that is -8. Then the second, you have -2, and the image of -2 is -6. Then you have -1, and the image of -1 is -4. Then you have 0, and the image of 0 is -2. And you can continue until you get the last image of the object in the domain. So plotting the relation means representing the object with its image on the graph. And as I said, these are ordered pairs. The first values are values of x, and the second values are values of y. So I don't have a graph paper here, but I'm going to use this sketch, and then the graph paper which I've provided in the handout, you will use it now to plot the right relation. So what I'm going to do is we go over the plotting of points that we have done, so that you use the points that have been got from the relation y equals to 2x minus 2 to arrive at the graph of that relation. So the first one is -3. -3 is the value of x. X is the horizontal axis, is -3. Go to -3. -3 goes with below the origin, the values are negative, I left them out. -3 goes with -8. So you go to -3 and you move down until you are exactly at -8. You put that mark. Then try to see whether you can locate the image, the object and the image when the object is -2. I give you 1 second for that, so that when we do it, you will see whether you are doing it correctly. Okay? I'm sure that you must have been here. And then you move down 6 to -6. It may not be accurate because it's not a graph paper. You have one given to you, you use that one. And when you plot all the relations, you now take your ruler and make sure that the line that is linking all of them passes through the intersection of the vertical and horizontal axis. When you will do that, you cannot do it here because the graph here will not be very perfect, but you will have a line running across. Running across. Like that. And you will name it. You give the name of the relation to that graph. And we have ended what we are supposed to do this morning. So you are going to go to your books, textbooks. There is another example, similar example to this on page 167, 168. You will read it very, very well. And before you go, read after drawing the graph on a good square exercise book or graph paper, try to find out whether you can come out with the coordinates of the points where this line meets the y and the x-axis. Then as an assignment, you are going to plot the relations for y equals to 3x plus 1. You will do that exercise and then again find out where it meets the x and the y-axis. So you do that for the next class. If you're having difficulties, don't be discouraged. That's part of the learning. That's how it should be. When you have difficulties, go over it, go over the work, and then you will likely correct your mistakes. So see you next time. I wish you a nice day.